Have you ever stopped to think about how many things you have stored at home that you never use anymore? You know, that drawer you never open again, that closet full of clothes that don't fit, those old pots and pans that just take up space. What if I told you there's a simple way to truly free up space in your home and still feel the relief of having a lighter and more organized home? Today I'm going to show you the 100-item challenge, a practical way to use just one weekend to completely transform your home space. That's right, just 2 days to get rid of 100 things that are only hindering your life. Sounds like a lot. I guarantee that when you start, you'll realize you have much more than you imagine stored away. And the best part is that you don't need complicated techniques. You don't need to spend money, and you'll feel an incredible sense of accomplishment. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to teach you the step-by-step process to do this without stress, without mess, and with real results. If you don't learn this now, you may continue living amidst things that only take up space and make your life difficult. But I'm sure you want change, so let's embark on this journey together. Tip 1. Prepare your mind before you begin. Before you start opening drawers and closets, you need to prepare your mind for this challenge. Many people fail right at the beginning because they aren't mentally ready to let go of things. The truth is, we create emotional ties to objects, even when they no longer serve any purpose. That shirt you got 10 years ago and never wore, that broken appliance you swear you'll fix someday, those plastic containers without lids. All of this has a story in our heads, but it's time to be honest with yourself. To start the challenge the right way, take a moment to breathe deeply and accept that freeing up space is also freeing up energy. You're not throwing away memories, you're just making room for new and better things to enter your life. Think of it this way. Every item you keep unused is taking up space from something that really matters. It could be physical space, that corner that could become a nice place to be, or it could be mental space, because believe me, a messy house also weighs down your mind. So first of all, make a deal with yourself that you're going to be firm in your decisions. The thought that you might need it someday doesn't count. If you haven't used it in the last 6 months, the chances of using it again are very small. And even if you need something similar someday, it will be easier to get it when you really need it than to keep it forever. Prepare your heart, your mind, and commit to this challenge. You'll see that in the end, the feeling of relief will be so great that you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Tip 2. Separate 3 large boxes or bags. Now that your mind is prepared, let's move on to the practical part. Take 3 large boxes or 3 sturdy garbage bags and place them prominently in the room you're going to start organizing. Each one will have a specific function, and this will make your work much easier. The first box is for donations. Anything in good condition that you no longer use goes into this box. It could be clothes, shoes, decorative objects, books, anything that someone else could make better use of than you. The second box is for trash. Yes, there are things you can't donate because they're old, broken, dirty, or simply no longer useful to anyone. And it's okay to throw them away. You don't need to feel guilty about it. The third box is for selling. If you have items that are still worth some money and are in good condition, it might be a good idea to sell them to earn some extra cash. But be careful. Don't let this box become an excuse not to get rid of things. If you can't sell them in a week, donate them right away. The important thing is that these 3 boxes will help you make quick decisions. When you pick up an item, you'll already know exactly where it's going. No fuss, no overthinking. You pick up the object, decide whether to donate, throw away, or sell it, and put it in the right box. It's that simple. This 3-box method is used by professional organizers precisely because it works. It prevents you from having piles of things scattered around the house without knowing what to do with them. Each item already has its destination defined from the beginning. and this makes the whole process much faster and less tiring. You'll see how much easier it is to move forward when you have this system working. Tip 3. Start with the easiest room. Many people make the mistake of starting with the most difficult place in the house. Want to know the secret to succeeding in this challenge? Start with the easiest room, the one with the least emotional baggage and the least clutter. It could be the bathroom, the laundry room, or even the hallway. The important thing is to choose a place where you can see quick results. Do you know why? Because when you see that you manage to get rid of 15, 20 items from a small place in a few minutes, you are motivated to continue. And motivation is fuel in this challenge. If you start with the bedroom full of clothes or the storage room that has been overflowing for years, you will feel lost and discouraged right away. Then you give up halfway through and don't complete the 100 items. So be smart. Start slowly. Go to the bathroom and look inside the cabinet. How many expired beauty products are there? How many samples will you never use? How many old and stained towels that you don't even use anymore? Gather everything and throw it in the trash can. Expired medicines, old toothbrushes, empty bottles, packaging that you kept for no reason. You'll be surprised by the amount of useless stuff that accumulates in a bathroom. And in half an hour, you can easily get rid of 20 or 30 items. There you go. You're already a third of the way there, and you're not even tired yet. Then you move on to the utility area. Those torn floor cloths, those old sponges, those cleaning products you bought and didn't like. Start separating everything. This strategy of starting with the easiest is very important because it creates positive momentum. You gain confidence, see that it's really possible, and get excited to tackle the more difficult areas. Don't underestimate the power of a quick win at the beginning. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Let's create a community of people who want a lighter and more organized home. Now let's continue with more amazing tips. Tip 4. Use the 6-month rule. Now I'm going to teach you a rule that will greatly simplify your decisions when choosing what stays and what goes. It's the 6-month rule. It works like this. If you haven't used that item in the last 6 months, it's time to get rid of it. Simple and straightforward. End. We tend to keep things thinking we might need them someday. But the truth is, if half a year has passed without you even remembering it exists, it doesn't make sense to continue occupying precious space in your home. Take that piece of clothing that's at the back of your closet. When was the last time you wore it? If the answer is more than 6 months ago, it goes in the donation box. It doesn't matter if it was expensive. It doesn't matter if you liked it before. What matters is now. And now it's no longer useful to you. This rule applies to everything. Electronic devices you don't use, books you won't read again, decorations that have been stored for years, kitchen utensils that are just gathering dust, everything. The only exception is seasonal items like party decorations or winter clothes if you live in a warm place. These items can be stored away because they have a specific period of use. But aside from that, be firm with the 6-month rule. The interesting thing is that when you apply this rule without hesitation, you realize you have many more unnecessary things than you imagined. That set of cups you never use because you prefer your everyday mugs. That food processor you bought excitedly but only use the blender. Those decorative cushions that only get in the way when you sit on the sofa. All of these are items you keep out of habit, not necessity. And the worst part is that each of them requires space, requires cleaning, requires organization. The more things you have, the more work it takes to keep everything in order. So be honest when applying this rule. Don't make excuses. 6 months is enough time to know if something is part of your life or not. Tip 5. Face the wardrobe without fear. It's time to tackle one of the biggest challenges in any home, the wardrobe. It's amazing how much clothing we accumulate. Some people have overflowing closets and still complain that they have nothing to wear. Do you know why? Because amidst so much stuff, most of it doesn't fit, doesn't match, or isn't used. So take a deep breath and let's go. Take all the clothes out of the closet. That's right, all of them. Put them on the bed, on the floor, wherever there's space. It may seem like a lot of work, but it's essential for you to see exactly what you have. Then you're going to take each piece and ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, does this garment fit me well now? If it's too tight, too loose, too long, or too short, it goes to donation. There's no point in keeping it hoping to lose or gain weight. If that ever happens, you buy new clothes and that's it. Second question, do I feel good wearing this garment? There are pieces that we keep but never wear because they don't match our style, aren't comfortable, or we simply don't really like them. If you don't feel good, why are they taking up space in your closet? Third question, is this garment in good condition? Stains that won't come out, faded fabric, loose elastic, broken zipper. If it's not good enough for you to wear, it's not even good enough to donate. It goes straight to the trash. These 3 questions will help you be objective and eliminate at least half of your wardrobe. And you know what's best? After you do this cleaning, it becomes much easier to get dressed every day. You open the closet and everything there actually fits and suits you. You no longer have that feeling of a full closet, but nothing to wear. Take the opportunity to also separate by type and color. Hang what needs to be hung, fold what can be folded. An organized closet is an invitation for you to take better care of your clothes and keep everything always tidy. Tip 6. Carefully inspect the kitchen. The kitchen is another place that accumulates a lot of stuff without us realizing it. How many times have you bought a utensil thinking you'd use it all the time, only to find it forgotten in a drawer? How many lidless containers do you have stored away? How many old pans that are no longer usable? It's time to carefully review everything. Start with the cabinets and drawers. Take everything out and look at each item individually. That special cutter you only used once. That sandwich maker that's broken. Those free glasses you never like to use. All of that can go. Pay special attention to plastic containers. We accumulate too many, and in the end, we never find the right lid. Do this. Separate only those with lids that are in good condition and that you actually use. Discard the rest. Another important thing is to check the food in the pantry. There's definitely expired stuff there. Old spices that have lost their smell, flowers with bugs, bulging canned goods, packages that have been open for a long time. Throw everything away without hesitation. Expired food is no joke. It can be harmful to your health. Also, take a look at the appliances you have. That old blender you haven't used since you bought a new one. That coffee maker that's just sitting there. That mixer that never worked properly. If it's taking up space and has no function, it needs to go. Remember that every item you keep is an item that needs to be cleaned, organized, and cared for. The fewer things you have in the kitchen, the easier it is to keep everything clean and tidy. A functional kitchen doesn't need to have all the trinkets in the world. It needs to have the essentials, what you actually use every day. The rest is just bulk. Tip 7. Don't forget the paperwork and documents. Now let's talk about something many people forget: papers. We accumulate paper in an impressive way. Old bills, paid receipts, flyers, appliance manuals you don't even have anymore, old magazines, newspapers. All of this is kept unnecessarily. And paper takes up space, collects dust, and makes the house look cluttered. So set aside an hour to review all the papers in your house. Take that drawer full of documents and look at them one by one. You don't need to keep an electricity bill from 5 years ago. You don't need to keep a paid receipt from last year either. The general rule is, if the document has no legal or sentimental value, you can throw it away. Of course, there are important papers that you need to keep, such as personal documents, house deeds, employment contracts, and income tax returns from recent years. But the rest, 90% of what's stored there is just useless paper taking up space. And when you throw paper away, remember to shred those with personal information, such as bills with your name and address. Security is never too much. After you do this cleanup, organize what's left in a simple file or folder. You don't need anything complicated, just a place where you know your important documents are. That way, when you need something, you know exactly where to look. No stress, no need to turn the whole house upside down. Oh, and take the opportunity to cancel those magazines and newspapers you subscribe to and never read. It doesn't make sense to keep receiving paper that goes straight to the trash. Less paper means less clutter, less weight, less to worry about. Tip 8. Observe the decorative objects. Decoration is beautiful, but sometimes we overdo it. That little picture here, that figurine there, that little vase over there. In the end, the house is full of things, and that feeling of cleanliness and organization disappears. So it's important to review your decorative objects as well. Go through each room and look carefully. That ornament you received as a gift and never really liked. That picture frame without a photo. That vase that's cracked. That knick-knack that just collects dust. All of that can go. A beautiful house doesn't need to be full of objects. In fact, less is more. When you have few decorative items but well-chosen ones, the environment becomes much more elegant and pleasant. And as a bonus, it's much easier to clean. Imagine having to dust 50 objects every week. That's too much work. Now imagine having to clean only 5 or 6 pieces that you really love. Much better, isn't it? So be selective. Keep only what truly brings you joy, what makes sense in your space, and don't be afraid to change. If that picture has been on the wall for 10 years but you're tired of it, you can take it down. You don't have to keep things forever just because you liked them once. It's your house, your taste, and you have every right to change them whenever you want. Fewer decorative objects also mean less chance of breaking something, less worry when you have children or pets at home, and more free space to breathe. The feeling of lightness you'll get when you leave surfaces cleaner and more open is incredible. Try it and you'll see. Before we continue, let me tell you something quick. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with easy homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue with the video. Tip 9. Review toys and hobby items. If you have children or grandchildren, you know very well how toys accumulate. But even those without children at home sometimes keep things from old hobbies they no longer practice. That craft equipment you bought excitedly but only used twice. Those books from a course you didn't finish. Those materials from a hobby you're no longer interested in. All of this deserves an honest review. In the case of toys, involve the children if they are old enough. Explain that you will donate toys to other children who don't have any. This way you teach the value of generosity and also free up space. Separate what is broken to throw away and what is in good condition to donate. You will see that you have many more toys than the child can play with. And often children don't even realize that those toys exist because everything is mixed up and messy. When you clean up and keep only what they actually use, they play better and take better care of things too. In the case of hobbies, be honest with yourself. If it's been more than a year since you last touched that material, it means that hobby is no longer part of your current life. And that's okay. People change, interests change. You don't need to feel guilty for giving something up. The important thing is to recognize this and make room for the things that really matter now. You might even pick up that hobby again in the future, but if that happens, you can buy the material again. In the meantime, why keep it and take up space? Let it go, donate it, sell it. Let someone else enjoy it while you move on. Tip 10. Finish off forgotten areas. To finish the 100-item challenge with a flourish, let's tackle the areas we always forget. That small storage room, that hallway cupboard, under the sink, inside the car. It's in these corners that we throw things and never look again. So take some time to review these spaces as well. Under the kitchen sink, for example, how many half-used cleaning products do you not use? How many old sponges? How many accumulated plastic bags? Do a general cleanup. In the hallway cupboard, how many old coats that nobody uses? How many damaged shoes? How many bags you don't even remember you have? Start separating everything. And the car, if you have one, also deserves attention. That broken umbrella in the trunk, those old papers in the glove compartment, those empty bottles. All of this counts towards the challenge. Cleaning the car is also part of freeing up space and energy. These forgotten areas are important because they are usually what make the difference in reaching your 100-item goal. When you look at the obvious places, you end up with 70, 80 items. But when you get to those forgotten corners, you can easily fill them. And the best part is that after this thorough cleaning, you'll truly know your house. You'll know exactly what you have, where everything is, and you'll feel much more in control. You won't have that feeling anymore that the house is full of things you don't even know what they are. Everything will be clean, bright, and organized. And believe me, that feeling is priceless. We've reached the end of our challenge, and I'm sure you're ready to transform your home this weekend. Look at everything you've learned today. How to prepare your mind, how to organize the process with the 3 boxes, where to start to succeed, how to make decisions using the 6-month rule, how to face the wardrobe without fear, how to truly clean the kitchen, how to deal with paperwork, how to review the decor, how to organize toys and hobbies, and how not to forget hidden areas. These are 10 simple but very powerful steps. And most importantly, you don't have to do everything at once if you can't. The important thing is to start. Even if you don't reach 100 items this weekend, any amount you manage to eliminate will make a huge difference in your home. But I bet you will succeed. And you might even be surprised to find many more than 100 items to get rid of. The feeling of lightness you'll have after doing this cleaning is life-changing. Your house will be easier to clean, easier to organize, easier to live in. You'll feel calmer, more in control, happier. Because the environment where we live directly affects how we feel. So I challenge you, set aside this weekend to do this exercise. Grab your 3 boxes, choose the first room, and start. Don't overthink it, don't procrastinate, just start. And when you're finished, come back and tell me how many items you managed to eliminate. I bet it will be much more than you imagined. And if you like this video and want to continue receiving practical tips for a more organized home and a lighter life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. That way you won't miss any new content. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which room will you tackle first? I'm curious to know. Before I finish, I want to remind you of something important. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with simple homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. It's worth checking out to transform your routine in a practical and economical way. A big hug, and see you in the next video.